Hey everyone! So today I want to show you how SQL injection works. Don't worry, it's so simple. Okay, so here we have this web app with public and private user profiles and a user search feature. Our user has access only to public profiles. Right now the page is still loading up. And while it's loading, something cool is happening behind the scenes. The app is actually talking to a SQLite database asking, "Hey, give me all the users with public profiles." The query looks like this. Select asterisk from users where public profile equals true. And boom, the database sends back all the users who have their profiles set to public. Pretty straightforward, right? All right, now let's test out this search function. I'm going to type in Lisa to find her profile. So when I hit search, the app sends this query to the database. Select asterisk from users where username equals Lisa and public profile equals true. And look at that! The database found Lisa and sent back her profile. One result, exactly what we expected. So here's what I'm thinking. What if we don't just want to search public profiles? What if we want to see private profiles too? Sounds tricky, right? Now here's where things get interesting. I'm going to show you an SQL injection vulnerability. SQL injection is inserting of SQL code into input parameters to manipulate the database search query. Basically, it means the app isn't properly checking what we type into that search box. And that's kinda dangerous, actually. Let's take a closer look at that query again. Select asterisk from users where username equals Lisa and public profile equals true. The thing is, we can control what goes in that username part. Before, we just typed Lisa like normal people. But that second part, that and public profile equals true, that's what's limiting us to only public profiles. So here's the plan. What if we could turn that annoying part into just a comment? Like make the database ignore it completely. In SQL, we can create comments using two dashes like this, dash dash. But here's the trick. We need to break out of that value field first. So instead of just typing Lisa, we're going to type Lisa, then a single quote to escape out, then a semicolon to end the statement, then our comment dashes. That semicolon is super important in SQLite. It tells the database, hey, this query is done. So now our query becomes select asterisk from users where username equals Lisa, semicolon dash dash, and then that whole and public profile equals true part just becomes a comment that gets ignored. The database literally doesn't even see that last part anymore. Okay, moment of truth. Let me type this into the search box. Lisa, quote, semicolon, dash dash. And, oh wow, look at that! Now we're getting two results. We've got the original public Lisa profile we saw before, but now there's also a second Lisa with a private profile that wasn't showing up earlier. And that's SQL injection, folks. We literally just tricked the database into showing us data it wasn't supposed to show. Pretty wild, right? This is why developers need to be super careful about validating user input. Never trust what people type into your forms. And that's it. We just bypassed the app's security with a few special characters. Crazy, right? This is exactly why secure coding is so important. But hey, super important note here. Please don't try this on real applications or websites you don't own. That's actually illegal and can get you in serious trouble. If you want to practice and learn more about this stuff, there are special penetration testing labs with intentionally vulnerable apps where you can legally test your skills. If you want some recommendations for good labs to get started, just drop a comment below and I'll point you in the right direction. Anyway, hope you learned something new today. Take care and see you in the next video.